when they say like, I look ugly, my nose is really big. And then when they open it, like, you look fine. I don't see nothing wrong in your face, right? 100, 100, and 100. And then after the pandemic, boom, drop. Like SMLONE, making you the better person. So I feel like convincing people is actually the most important thing. I'm here alone at home doing course and then doing homework, and then you guys hang out without asking me to join you.
Welcome back to Making You Better You Show with today's topic, good things for a bright future. Teenagers always like to play video games and also hang out with their friends. But it seems like teenagers nowadays also like to bury themselves at home. Because why? Well, we'll see in today's episode. I'm Paula Jonda and today I'll be your host for today's Making You Better You Show. And today we decided to invite a very special guest. And also, this guest is not only the Miss Teen Universe of Indonesia, but also, this guest is also the top 15 Miss Teen Universe. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Miss Cherish Daniella Lee.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cherish Daniella Lee, Miss Teen Universe Indonesia 2023.
Hi Miss, how are you today?
I'm doing really great today. How about you?
I'm very good too. Alright, let's start to the first question.
I'm
So
ready.
you know, as a teen, what is the most difficult challenge in the way?
I feel like as teenagers, the most difficult challenge is actually being confident, being brave to actually being different. Because as you know, like during the pandemics, we never really socialized with anyone. So I feel like I lose so much confidence during the pandemic. So I feel like that's the biggest challenge as teenagers.
Yeah, because I think the biggest chance is also like insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people like teenagers is also very 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 insecure.
Yeah.
I guess like me and you also sometimes get insecure too.
Mm-hmm.
Because every Saturday my school doesn't have school. Sometimes at Saturday I can hang out with my friends. Because so teenagers do. And I'll be very insecure about what I wear. I'll test clothing A, gak cocok, ganti. Clothing B, gak cocok, ganti C. Have to gak cocok lagi, ganti ke A lagi.
Yes.
Because I like, everything doesn't suit on me, I think like that. Because a lot of teenagers also have that mindset, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally understand that because nowadays when I hang out with my friends, I went out with a simple T-shirt and also like a sweatpants, you know. And then I go there and then I saw them. Oh my god, this girl wearing a vest, a tennis skirt, and then it's really fancy. And I was like, wow, wow, you girl are perfect. And then me, I look like someone that came out from a really, really dirty shower. You totally agree with that, right?
Yes, because sometimes like, a lot of people also like to wear black if
Mhm.
nowadays.
Yeah.
And I usually wear something bright because like,
Mhm.
teenagers like teenagers nanti udah masa depan gak bisa pakai lagi yang bright.
Yeah.
And then when I go to school, I hang out with my friends. Lah kok mereka semua matching, celana hitam, sepatu hitam, baju hitam, aku sendiri warna putih.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm left alone.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yes.
a lot of teenagers have this mindset. They think that everything is not perfect, they are not perfect, and like, they cannot do anything.
Yeah. As teenagers, like from all of my friends, I feel like them when they feel they are different, they feel left out. I don't know why. And I think we should really change that.
And also, talking about teenagers, how would you describe us teenagers?
I think teenagers is actually like a passionate person. Also, we are someone that are creative, but at the same time, some of us are really scared to pour down our creativity, our mindset, to voice out our pendapat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was a child, I was just like run around.
Yeah.
Because like we don't know anything, we don't know malu, we don't know how to be
Yes.
shy. So we basically just run around like we go to a friend's house, our parents' friend's house. We can run around, we can say anything, and like we can just say random things without like getting shy.
Yeah.
Now with teenagers, we have a different mindset with with a child, And we think like, no, I cannot say this. I will make myself so like shy, memalukan diri.
Yeah.
Like, because even though they think that it's okay, we think that it's not okay.
Yes, I totally understand that.
Because if I go to someone's house, like, hi, may I go in? Like, yeah, come, sure, go in. But I'm so afraid that they meant the other thing. So I just wait for them to tell me the second time so I can go into the house.
Yes, I totally understand that because me, I'm actually the biggest challenge when I join Miss Teen is actually, sapa orang. Because I feel really scared that they will look at me like, what is this girl? What is she doing? I'm scared that they will think about that.
Also, I also have like a team tampila because usually we latih with the pelatih, and there's a lot of people, a lot of grown up people, and there's just a few of the teenagers, and every time I go there, because we practice with long sleeve and also long pants, we should just use like oblong,
Yeah.
not very pretty. And when I go there, why are their clothes so like pretty? For latihan, why wear this bling bling? And I'm left alone with I wear this oblong ya udahlah.
Yeah.
And also my shirt likes to lift up, because we have to dance.
Yeah.
And also I'm very insecure about that. And also, how COVID-19 just went away.
Yes.
When about that, when COVID-19 was still around, I did a lot of things, including when my teacher was in the Zoom call with me. I always chat on my phone with my friends, sometimes gossip. And one time, my friend ever sent a dirty sticker to the class group.
Oh wow. That wasn't the best thing ever, I will say.
And then she langsung hapus, and then you said, what did you send? And then, how would you describe us when the pandemic?
I feel like there's a lot of negativity during the pandemic. I feel like teenagers are really, really lazy during the pandemics, and then they also really scared to socialize with each other. Scared, like as you say, being really insecure. So that's how I will describe teenagers during the pandemics.
Well, I mean, some of us is insecure, and some of us is not. Because, for example, you, in the pandemic, after the pandemic is gone, you express yourself and learn how to catwalk or something, right? Well, I mean that sometimes teenagers also can express themselves and also like make positive things, and also like motivate themselves. But mostly, my friends are also negative.
Yeah.
Every time they eat, they don't open the mask. They just put their mask and then they just put the spoon in under the mask.
Yes.
They never want to open their mask. They say there's a big pimple in their nose. And when they finally open their mask, mana pimpelnya mana ada?
Yes, yes. And then when they say like, I look ugly, my nose is really big. And then when they open it, like, you look fine. I don't see nothing wrong in your face, right?
Yeah. And me, with a lot of pimples and something, because I also have insecurities in my face, I just like, look at me, I have a lot, and I still open my mask.
Yeah.
And my friends say, you kan gak apa-apa, you don't have anything. They always say that. I'm like, are you sure? You are still more, gimana ya? You're still more fine than me. I am more uglier than you, and I can open a mask. And you are more fine than me, you cannot open your mask.
Yeah. I don't know why, but most of the time, the people that are scared to open their masks is actually the one that looks better than you. I feel like that way. I feel like really that way.
Because when I hang out with my friends, they finally, because there's only 3%, when they finally open their mask, I secretly take photo. It's really a very risky scenario, And then when they become insecure again, you look at your photo. How are you insecure of this?
Yes.
But also, at the same time, school also asked us to wear mask. But now, not anymore, because does your school also require wearing mask now?
Yes, but we can take it off like frequently right now. Not as tight as it used to be.
And also, Speaking of school, there's also a lot of society groups like office, something like that. In my school, my Trawira, there's actually like gimana ya, organization which I created with the kepala sekolah. It's called Rumah Karya. Later we can make a lot of art and craft and also like photography. And also there's also option you can express your skill, public speaking, video editing, video captioning, or something like that. And I just want them to express themselves and find their skills like that, you know. How do you think about that?
I think it's a really, really great, how do I say, like organizations for teenagers, especially like nowadays. I feel like teenagers, we are scared to like pour down our creativity and show it to other people because of the judgmental. And I feel like right nowadays, the judgmentals went really harsh, especially to teenagers. They require also body shaming, even though what you do is nothing require body shaming at all. Like you just do arts and craft, and then they were like, "Your hands are so big." You relate to that, right?
Yes, very.
So I feel like with that, with your campaign that you collaborated with your like school principal, I feel like it's a really positive things to do, especially like teenagers can pour out everything that they think they can think of. So yeah.
Because sometimes a lot of students can also bully us for making organization like, aduh, you pun banyak kali mimpimu.
Yes. Yeah.
Because when we join the competition with a very, very, very big competitor, we think we think we can do it, but they make us drown. You know, like they make us drown. Like you cannot lah. She is more better than you,
Yes.
and then make us like more insecure. Speaking about insecure, for example, we just got our test results.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you very insecure about that?
Sometimes I do. I'm actually really, really bad at, you know, EPS. I'm really bad at it because I actually doesn't really that kind of person that memorize everything really easily, and EPS requires to memorize so much. And so with that, sometimes the teacher will like, "Do you want me to actually like mention your scores one by one?" And I was like, no, don't do that. And then at the end of the day, I feel like I don't really get the best result. And so I feel like really insecure with that grade with EPS, especially with EPS.
And also, I sometimes like very shocked, you know, because usually when I was at third grade, things should run smoothly. 100,
Yeah.
100, 100, 100, 100. But
I feel
things
like before the pandemics, it's when it went perfectly, smoothly. Our grades, like it's really stable. I feel like it's really stable. 100, 100, and 100. And then after the pandemic, boom, drop.
because I know since sixth grade after the pandemic we go in, because I go in when I was sixth grade, my nilai start to anjlok, decreasing 5 at a time, and now at 51. My matematik ya cukup tinggi lah, 80-an lah. My agama 14.
Wow.
Because I think like maybe not everyone can be perfect. Later my parents that yang say that, because I really want our parents just think that ya udahlah, if you're good at this you don't need to have good at this, you know. Because I'm really not an IPS kid. I just like IPA more.
Yeah, me too. I like IPA more.
IPA is more like praktek gitu. And also like you can imagine it, and it's more easier for us to memorize. But IPS, sorry ya, economy,
For me,
sejarah, and also what geography, it doesn't make sense in my brain.
for me, it's really boring.
It's also
like,
boring.
Because like what we discuss is actually something that we discuss since elementary school, and it's actually the same thing. I feel like it's really boring.
Yeah, like usually mathematics ya go okay lah. Just revise the SD materials and just maybe add 1 or 2 materials. But IPS tiba-tiba dari chapter 1 tiba-tiba jadi ke chapter 6.
Yes.
I cannot keep up ah. And I think I'm going to cough my F when I see my grade. Because every PTS penilaian tengah semester, the teachers always give raport kepada orang tua. Ini raportnya nggak akumulatif, murni nilai PTS. So when it gives to my parents, matilah. Because the last time when PTS, my IPA, I really haven't like cukup love the IPA 32. But now I'm more addicted to IPA more than IPS, you know. But still, mathematics come first.
Yes.
Yeah, you know. And also, as a teen, you know, we have to do a lot of things.
Yes.
And it's very useful in the future. What do you think is the most important thing, the most important skill that we need to obtain?
The most important skill that I feel like we need to have is I feel like we have to be able to convince people in a positive way, of course, because if you convince people in a negative way, and then the world will go upside down. So I feel like convincing people is really important because by convincing other people, we can actually change the world into the better one. Like SML1, making you the better person. So I feel like convincing people is actually the most important thing.
And also, speaking about teenagers, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say teenager?
The first thing that I say that come to my mind about teenagers is actually spiritual,
Spiritual?
energetic. Yeah, because as you say before, teenagers never feels tired. So that's what came out of my mind.
Because in the 90s, 80s, maybe teenagers like can go outside and play because there's still no technology.
Yeah.
So they'll be more positive, like our parents. Our parents say, get off the phone now. Because our parents only play the phone sometimes like for the work or sometimes just play really loud videos.
Yeah.
And then I cannot sleep. But sometimes like I think teenagers also have to get their own privilege, you know, to see their own phone.
Yeah.
Why do you get them a phone if you do not allow them to play? Sama aja baru phone.
Yeah.
You know. And also, being a teen, is it difficult for you?
Sometimes it's really difficult for me because people tend to underestimate us in every single thing that we do. Like, for example, when I first learned how to do catwalks, and then when I go to the teen universe, they were like, I don't think you'll be great at that. I don't think you will do really well. Especially like in beauty pageant, we actually not just discuss about being beautiful. We actually discuss about like the issues that happen in the world, like about ourselves, our campaign that we bring. So I feel like the most difficult part of being a teenager is actually like you being someone that underestimate you, someone that doesn't trust you in what you do. I feel like it's the hardest thing that teenagers actually face.
And also, maybe teenager is also like the very, very, very perfect time to think about their career path. And what do you think about that? What is your career path? You know, what is your future plans?
My future plans, of course, since I really enjoy beauty pageants, so I feel like I really wanted to join another beauty pageant, maybe the bigger one. And then I wanted to finish my school. I wanted to do hubungan internasional in Universitas Indonesia. And then, yeah, I tried to fulfill all of that while managing my career and also family times, friends, because everything needs to be balanced. My mom always said to me.
And also, what do you think your cita-cita is? What do you want to do in the future? Cita-cita career.
For career, I would like to be in PBB, voice out the issues that happen in the world.
Alright. And also, what's something that you think adults should like understand about the children?
I want parents to understand that sometimes we seek for entertainment. We play games. It's not just about we playing games for fun. Sometimes we just do it like because we are bored. We need something to actually pour down our stressness. And I also wanted parents to trust us in what we want. Trust us that we can do what we want. We can do what makes us happy. As long as positive, I want all of you to be able to trust us.
Because like a lot of parents now, they think like their kids is always watching something negative.
Yeah.
I get that a lot when there's something when I'm watching something and they just come around. Why are you watching? Let me see. And sometimes we do not want to let them see. It's not like we're seeing something negative. We're just seeing something secretive.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like I chat with my friends kadang-kadang kata kasar lah.
Yes.
And then my parents say, let me see. Aduh mampus lah.
And also like teenagers, also like I feel like we have crushes sometimes. So when we talk about that, and then our parents decided like, what are you talking? Let me see, let me see. Of course I won't show it. So sometimes they think it's a negative way, but it's not. I'm just saying something that you guys shouldn't know.
Because parents often think we have secret relationship with other people.
Yes.
Because like, misalnya, at my school, mostly my friends are female.
Mm-hmm.
My male friends are kind of weird lah.
Mm-hmm.
Tak gimana gitu. Because even this is me, and surrounded by my seat at my class is surrounded by women. Like, ya gimana lagi? When the parents come, sometimes they can come randomly if they appoint. And when my parents come lah, they see me sit there, langsung waktu pulang. Baik kali teman cewekmu ya, pacaran ya.
Mm-hmm. I totally understand that because actually my brother has a lot of like female friends, and at first my parents was like, "Is that your girlfriend? Is that your crush? Why so many?" But as time goes by, actually like they saw the person, and also like it doesn't bring negative impact with my brother. My parents trust my brother.
So do you think parents is more overprotective for the girl or the boy?
I feel like parents is more protective to the girl because nowadays, as you know, predators are everywhere. And also like the cat calls, it's really crazy. And then like I feel like the kidnapping it happens the most with girls. So I feel like parents really overprotective with their girls.
Also, you know the cases about Abby what ya? I forgot the last name. Pokoknya the first name is Abby. It's like from another person from China used to be a supermodel and married another man.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a child, and then they divorce and she married another man. Because she is a supermodel, she gets a lot of income, you know.
Yes.
And when she get a lot of income, because she still wants to make a relationship with the parents, the husband parents, she bought them an apartment, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And because like the woman now, she just want to tarik the apartment back. And when she tarik, I think they have a very 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 berat dendam sama dia.
Yeah.
And then when she went to pick up her child, she got kidnapped and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that before. It's actually like a booming things nowadays. So like my parents were like, Cherish, if you have a husband, please choose the right one. I don't want the same thing happen to you.
because sometimes like when I was little, they will always talk about girls.
Mm-hmm.
They usually call me Dodo like Dodo. Nanti kamu mau punya istri, kalau misalnya istrinya nggak suka mami gimana?
Yeah.
Cerai. Suka kali bilang gitu loh. They always ask me about something that's personal.
Yeah.
Very
And out
personal.
of the box. For
Yeah. Like at the car, we just chat with friends. Tiba-tiba, wait, Ivaldo, what do you think about blah 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 blah? How many girlfriends do you have? Girlfriends like women friends do you have? Are they close to you? Baik kali ya teman cewekmu yang pacaran. Tiba-tiba out of the box, I didn't expect it from them. and in the road trip with other people.
Yes. It's kind of embarrassing though for me.
It's very embarrassing. If you want, we have to stay like open to our parents, right? But I'm very scared because there are still other people, aunts, uncles, friends like that.
Yeah.
Because they always bring that up when we are around our friends. We are like, mom's not embarrassing me lah. Later I talk about at home aja. But even if we say that, we're still embarrassed in front of our friends. So we really do not know what to say.
Yes. I usually choose to be quiet. I don't know why, but I don't know. Why did you ask me that questions? And usually it's really boils down my blood. I got really emotional by them asking me that kind of question because I feel like it's a sensitive question for us teenagers, right?
And also, what else? Because you know how parents like do to their kids, they sometimes be more overprotective.
Yeah.
What do you think overprotective means in their dictionary?
Overprotective means for them is actually protecting us from, the dangerous things that happen in the world. Because nowadays I feel like the negative things, the dangerous things happen so much in this world, not just Indonesia but around the world. So I feel like in their dictionary, they just want to keep us safe, as someone that they love safe with them.
And also, when sometimes I go out with my parents, I tend to act like a extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
But really, when I go somewhere alone, I'm really a very, very, very introvert person. From the outside, I may look like an extrovert, but inside, I'm an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do you consider yourself extrovert, introvert?
I consider myself as extrovert because I feel a lot happier when I actually went into someone talking. I feel like it's a lot more fun than actually being alone, which was totally different with my little sister because my little sister is a total introvert. She doesn't really went out, and then when I say let's go, let's hang out with me, she was like, no, I don't like to socialize. No, thank you, Tete. She always said to me like that way. But I will consider myself as extrovert. I used to be introvert though. Like my coach, he always told me you cannot be introvert, Terrace, as a beauty queen. You cannot do that, or else you will be unplaced. Unplaced is means we lose, like a total lose. Like we don't get into the top 15 or even the top 20. You cannot do that. You cannot part yourself out of the friends. You cannot part yourself. And then I actually learned to be extrovert by that, and I really it ain't that bad to be honest. It's actually the most fun thing that I can do. So I feel like I will continue as extrovert the rest of my life. But sometimes extrovert doesn't mean we have to be in a crowded room every single time. Sometimes we have our quiet times itself. That's a lot of people that seems like they don't understand that.
Because I think a lot of people consider teenagers introverts
Mm-hmm.
because they really do not want to talk to anyone. They just sometimes lock in the room and just watch TikTok all day.
TikTok. Yeah.
I just feel like, I mean, I sometimes do that when I go home, but mostly, I think me and your schedule is really padat, you know.
Yeah.
Every day from Monday to Sunday, I really do not have free time. Even at free time, usually at 6 o'clock or more than 9 o'clock. Because I sometimes want to use that time as like me time.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do my me time. But then tiba-tiba my parents come, hey, do the dishes.
Yeah. Chores.
Because you see, when we just did our homework, for example, we have 2 homeworks. I just did one homework and I want to take a 5 minute break. Kan. I just lay down on my bed and just watch for literally 2 seconds. My parents come, you dari tadi di HP terus bikin biar remove like what? You don't know what I've been doing. How can you say that?
Yeah.
Because sometimes aduh gimana ya?
stressful. It's really
Yeah.
stressful sometimes.
My,
Especially like when I saw my friends' stories, they went hang out. They hung out a lot. I was like, I'm here alone at home doing course and then doing homework, and then you guys hang out without asking me to join you. It feels really like
oh,
left out, yeah, and it feels frustrating, really frustrating.
also, you think like a lot of teenagers, including myself, I used to be a little bit depressed. Not a lot, just a little.
Yeah,
Teenagers nowadays always wear black, all black. Like they are really depressed. The way they talk to me, very depressed. The way they look, they're very depressed. The way they think is very depressed. You know.
yeah.
How do you think we can fix their mindset to be like more happier like us?
I feel like they need to be brave in expressing themselves. Like for example, you don't have like to join other people to actually look cool, because I feel like some of them are actually happy person like us, but they don't want to show it because they want it to look cool. They want it to like have the kind of like they say like a fame of themselves of a like a cold person. Because actually I read a novel. Usually like the cold person is actually someone that a lot of people adores. And for me I feel like we need to change that. Like just be yourself. If you feel happy, if you feel like someone that actually tells a lot of jokes or anything, just do it without being embarrassed, right? So I feel like that's how we change their mindset.
Because I also learned a lot of people's mindset is like negative, really, really, really negative. A lot of my friends mindset is like negative in a very, very negative way. They like to feel like they like to, you know, the boys. Usually, boys like to gedor-gedor kunci pintu kamar mandi to goda their friends. Lagi ganti baju, lagi mau ganti baju olahraga, dor. Itu pun kalau pintunya nggak bisa dikunci bisa pasti dibuka. I'm so tired of that because I always ask my friend to jaga my door ya, jaga my door ya.
Yeah.
They never jaga the door, they always run away. And then tiba-tiba anak FT datang, open the door, sorry. I feel like so embarrassed, you know.
Like sometimes I'm mad at them. Like, I was like, "You're in front. Why don't you tell them?" I do that a lot actually.
Because sometimes like, Che, if there any person there, no, just go in. Buka ada orang.
Yeah.
They like to set us up for very embarrassing things, you know. I really relate to you that. Because all my friends are like that. I want to search for more positive people, but in my class, there's a lot of negative people.
Yes.
And the positive people, it's not really that positive, just meet, you know. Do you relate to that?
Yes, I relate to it very much. I feel like their mindset is really mature. Sometimes they know something that we shouldn't know. So I feel like we need to stop that, like we need to focus a lot on the positive things than being in the negative things to look cool, because it doesn't cool at all. It looks lame for me, right?
Yeah. Okay. So before we end this podcast, Miss Cherish, do you have anything to say to the audience?
Yes, actually, I feel like I need to say to all of you to be brave in overcoming your weakness, be brave to be different, be brave to make a difference, break limitation, and also be positive.
Alright, that's it for today's episode of Making You Better Show with the topic Good Tea for a Bright Future. And always welcome to the next episode on SML1 pages and also their websites. SML1, making you better you. Bye.